Hey, welcome back to Solo Quest Party of One. I am your host, Vince. Hopefully, you're doing well out there. Today, we're going to continue along with the Punisher takes on Gotham. The last time we were sitting inside the warehouse, we got that mysterious phone call and from a voice. We don't know who it was from, but Frank got microchip on the phone and he was talking to pull him in to get a trace on that possible call. While Frank is waiting for microchip to show up and considering the situation, he's sitting there looking at his captive, so to speak, of Cassandra, who is sitting in the chair waiting, looking at him. And she says, "Huh, interesting phone call, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, what do you know about that?" She says, "Oh, you'll find out." So Frank decides to look through some of the items that were on her when he took her into custody. He looking through the stuff, he sees she has a cell phone, a smartphone, obviously. She has a weapon. She has a wallet with no identification, just some money in it, and she had a knife. So Frank tries to open the phone. Obviously, it's locked. Smartphone locked. He basically just holds it up to her face, and it opens up. And what? How else is that going to work? But anyway, remember we're using tiny d6 here, so all we have to do is roll d6s when we need to do something here. So I got my d6s ready. So Frank's going to look through the phone and see if there were any recent text messages or something that stands out. Now I'm going to use the Game Master emulator, one page here, and we're going to do a 50-50, and we're going to get an exceptional yes. I like that. So we got an exceptional yes of a 9. Anything on the phone? Okay. So Frank looks at the phone and he sees a text message, for example. Maybe does the text message say anything about a meetup or him follow? Let's start with, is anything about maybe like a contact, like she was talking to somebody? We'll go with 50-50. 14. Yes. Okay. Contact. Yes. 14. Contact. Okay. So this person you're talking to, is there an extensive history on there, or let's do extensive history. 95. That's absolutely an exceptional no. Exceptional no. 95. Short history. So let's see here. Do we get anything on here that might be worthwhile talking about? Maybe okay, we'll discover meaning. So we get communicate for a 15. Communicate 15, and maybe we get we got a 79 for reassuring. 79 reassuring. So thinking about this, it's a short text message, it's a communication, it's reassuring. So basically I'm going to say it says something like it's a meetup of some sort. Maybe it says something, when you get the job done, let me know, meet up at, and it has a time. We'll say it's like 4 a.m. at coordinates. It's got some type of coordinates. Frank's going to go over to the computer and he's going to punch in the coordinates, and he sees it's the old Gotham Teahouse. I like that. Old Gotham Teahouse, which he does a little research on while he's standing there waiting, and he sees that the old Gotham Teahouse has been out of business for quite some time, so it's probably abandoned. So this is interesting. Frank turns over to Cassandra and says to her, "You're going to meet up at the old Teahouse? It's abandoned. What do you think you're going to be doing there? Who are you meeting there?" Is she going to answer this? Probably not. She's not answered anything yet as of not. So we're going to go with very unlikely. We get an 82. And that's no. She doesn't really respond. So there's no point in asking further questions. Frank at this point is going to knock her out and contain her somewhere tied up. Actually can't get away. So she is... Let me just roll to make sure of the knockout. Alright, I got a 6. That's fine. I just want to make sure I didn't get like a 1-1 or something so she can try to get away or some weird shit. So Frank's going to head over to the warehouse. I'm sorry, the tea house. And he's going to stake it out for a chance. I'm going to do a couple things while I'm on the way there. So he's going to jump into his van. And he's going to quickly shoot a text message to Microchip. And he's just going to put on the move. And Microchip just sends a question mark back, but that's fine. Frank is going to drive to the Old Gotham tea house. Now, I want to know, does he notice anything unusual along the way? Like, is anybody following him? Yeah, that's a great question. Is anybody following him? We'll do this 50-50, unknown. And we got doubles on 44, which means yes. So, 44, follow, yes, double. So we gotta do a action, which we got an 8, which is break. Break, so 08. And let's do the description, and hopefully these make sense. Bright. A bright break with another 8, which is weird. So doubles on double rolls, does that count? I don't know, whatever. So maybe Frank is traveling down and thinking, actually, maybe if we could take this in a different direction, doesn't necessarily mean something bad. Maybe he notices that all the lights on the way are green. And some of them have just changed red to turn green. Red to green. Maybe he notices that this all happens and he gets a smooth path to the tea house, which is unusual, considering that traffic lights don't normally do that. Though it is late at night, or early in the morning if you want to put it that way, so lights do behave strangely. So, I don't know. I'm going to put down a note here, lights changing. Is somebody looking out for him? I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go along. So now we get to the tea house where Frank parks slightly down the road. Take a look. Is there any activity in the area whatsoever? And I'm going to say this time of night, it's very unlikely that that's going to happen. Because it's like almost 3 something in the morning. There's probably not going to be anybody there. And this, I got an 80, so yeah, there's nobody there. There's no activity that could be seen. And so he's going to check out, is there an obvious way in other than the front door? Obviously, that's a stupid question. There's probably going to be something in the back. So Frank is going to sneak around to the back of the building and just take a look around the back alleyway. Is there any type of like cameras or anything like that? I don't know. Well, thinking there's probably not going to be many cameras around because this is an abandoned area in Old Gotham, and there are this place is shut down, so there's probably going to be, if there is a camera, it's probably not going to be active logically, because who's going to be monitoring? Well, let's see. We'll see, because you never know what's going on. Is there we'll put like very unlikely, and we got a 26, which is no, so absolutely not. So there's no cameras here, no activity, no camera. Frank is going to try to break in the back. Doubtful there'll be any alarm system because this place is shut down. This area is run down, so probably no one will even care, to be honest. So Frank is going to use his skills to pry open or unlock the back door. We're going to roll our 2d6 standard test. All right, we got a 6, so we're able to pop open the lock of the door quietly without making a lot of noise. And we're going to creep inside. So we're going to do a little bit of a sneak. And he's good at that, so we got an advantage on that. I got a 1-6 there. Okay, that's fine. So sneaking in the back, we're looking around just to see. The place is pretty much all quiet. And look at some descriptions of the place. It is, it's beautiful. I like that. It's beautiful, and we got, it is full of dust and old furniture and stuff like that. And there are, like old tapestries around. There's, it's a tea house, so there's going to be fancy artwork for maybe Orient or something like that, or, maybe some type of ancient Asian writing on the walls or something like that. Something that made it look like it was at one point a very fancy spot to sit down and have tea. And maybe at one point in this part of old Gotham, it was actually a well-respected kept area. Now old Gotham is kind of like, gone to the criminals and stuff like that inside here. So we want to look around a little bit more. Do we see anything? Do we hear anything? Let's ask the game master, do we hear anything? No. Nothing. That was just a 50-50. No noise whatsoever. Do we see anything? Oh, yes, we do see something out of the obvious. We notice that there is and let me grab some cards here for some of the descriptors, because I like using the Game Master Apprentice cards as well. Looks like we have a smell in here, a faint or distinct odor of what can it be? Maybe clove or something, or oil, or on the counter. I'm going to say that there are some cups set up. One of them seems to have some liquid still inside of it. And Frank takes a look at it, and does it look fresh? As in it was made within the last 24 hours. Ooh, 01. That is very likely, no matter what level I'm doing it. So absolutely, exceptionally yes on that one. So there's a teacup in here. So that could explain the faint smell and stuff like that. And Frank looks around and he sees what looks like an envelope on the wall, sticky to the wall. And it says Castle on it. He looks around suspiciously to see if there's anybody else around. Do I see anybody? Let's see. No. There is nobody around. Frank's going to take a look at the note and make sure that it's not set to be a trap or anything. So I'm going to use my roll here. See, is there a trap possibly? We're going to put unlikely. So 49 for unlikely gives us a no. So there's no traps that he can notice. Picking up the envelope, he opens it. He sees that it is a note, and there's also a coin inside of it. And the coin is like an obsidian type coin with maybe a RA on it, RA letters on it, with kind of a symbol Frank has never seen. And it just says, plain and simple. Maybe it'll say, what do I want it to say? What do I want it to say? Something really interesting. Maybe it said, no, maybe not that. Is it maybe a threatening note? Leave Gotham while you still can choose your exits. So Frank looks around, looks at the note, doesn't recognize anything of it. There's no information on it. There's just writing. Then there's this coin. So Frank's going to quickly grab his phone and take a picture of the coin, send it to Microchip, maybe hit in the text message, do you recognize this, or can you run a trace on what this might be? And we'll see what Microchip comes back with once we get Microchip here into the scene. Frank's going to look around some more to see if he finds anything of interest in here. And he looks around because maybe someone was supposed to meet her here. Obviously, they didn't, but they were here, as we could see. Let's check the temperature of the cup since we saw it there. Is the tea still kind of warm? We're going to do 50-50, and yes, the tea is warm with a 45, excuse me. So the tea is still warm, and so they were just here. So they must have had to have been following him, or they saw him pull up and they quickly ran out after leaving the note. I don't know. Did they leave the note, drink the tea, thinking maybe Cassandra was going to show up, but didn't see her show up? Frank showed up, they ran. I don't know. These are all questions we need to figure out maybe next time on the next episode of Punisher Takes on Gotham. But that's going to end it for today. Tell me what you think. If you want, you could chatter away on Spotify, or you can chatter away on YouTube, where the solo quest party of one will continue with Punisher Takes on Gotham.